Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
And shock tonight in this Ypsilanti neighborhood, quiet neighborhood, after the feds say a man living here admits to being an ISIS supporter. We've got the details.
Also, there's a problem with the pipe. Live pictures over the side of the broken water main in Oakland County. Why officials say it may take a little longer before the water is safe to drink for everyone.
But first, police say these two men attacked and raped women in 3 cities, and now they are behind bars. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. Those 2 men are facing rape and kidnapping charges in Detroit, Hamtramck, and Highland Park.
Today they spent the afternoon in front of judges being charged with attacking women riding on bicycles. Rod Maloney live in Detroit with the story. And Rod, police have been chasing this case for a while now.
Oh, yeah, they have. It's been over a year now. It was a year ago, July, that they had the first incident, a woman 24 years old riding her bicycle on East Milwaukee near Orleans, and she was grabbed and assaulted. But then the cases started happening again this year. Detroit police making the arrest in that original case, which led to the other cases being brought forward. 22-year-old Aaron Richard Stewart and 19-year-old Quentin Devon Flemons face the possibility of life in prison if found guilty in this disturbing raft of rapes and kidnappings. The first happened July 18, 2016. A 31-year-old woman riding her bicycle at 3 o'clock in the morning at the corner of 2nd Avenue and West McNichols in Highland Park. Police say they forced her into an alley where they allegedly sexually assaulted and robbed her, stealing her ATM card. 16 months passed when Detroit police arrested the tandem for the East Milwaukee case, where they allegedly grabbed a 24-year-old woman from her bike, pulled her into their stolen van, and sexually assaulted her while driving around town. She posted on Facebook shortly after the incident, quote, "I fought. I grabbed my keys and tried stabbing them. Nothing was working, and the arm around my neck was getting tighter to the point where I couldn't breathe. It then occurred to me that they could easily kill me," end quote. Hours later, Detroit police say her attackers tossed her from the van near where they snared her. Then 2 weeks ago in Hamtramck, at the corner of Denton and St. Alban, near the old American Axle plant, a 27-year-old woman rode her bike just after 6 p.m. Police say Stewart and Flemons forced her into another of their stolen vehicles and drove her to Detroit, a vacant home on the 1600 block of Leslie, where they repeatedly sexually assaulted her there. They also allegedly robbed her before she was able to run away and call police. This was a highly unusual case in that Flemons and Stewart faced 2 different arraignments within an hour of each other, one in Hamtramck, one in Highland Park. Now, they were at the Wayne County Jail, and we went from one courthouse to the other to see these arraignments. They had not guilty pleas entered for them, and they also ended up with court-appointed attorneys, and they were arraigned on the Detroit case earlier this week. Back to you.
Well, Rod, did any of them get bond, from any of the judges?
Well, you know, they were eligible for bond, Devin, but here is the situation. In the first case, the Highland Park case for the arraignment today, they got a $5 million bond. No 10% had to be the full $5 million, and they've received bonds in the other cases, but there is no way they're going to make the $5 million bond, and so they're likely to remain in jail until their probable cause hearing and even their prelim, which comes up later in November.
We would sure expect so. All right, Rod. All right, now to Oakland County, where nearly 400,000 people closing in on now 4 full days without safe drinking water.
That's right, and now we're learning they may have to wait a little longer for a fix. Take a live look right here at Sky 4 over the site at 14 Mile and Drake. Right now, crews are pressure testing that new line. Our Tim Pamphlet is there tonight. Tim, we just got some good news for some and some bad news for others.
That's right, Kimberly, as I make my way through this construction site here to look down this enormous hole. The good news, my people up in Rochester Hills, Oakland Township, drink away. The boil water advisory has been lifted for you guys. The other 9 communities, well, not so fast. There was a pressure leak here overnight when they're doing their testing. It sprung a leak. They say they've now fixed that leak. They've entombed it in concrete. Now let's go upstairs to Sky 4 as we look at all the work going on down here. The pressure leak, again, happened last night during testing. They fixed that. They've encased this concrete. Now, the other 9 communities, you know who you are still under that boil water order. No drinking the water out the faucets. No using that water until you've boiled it. Great Lakes Water Authority have just told me, I just got off the phone with them, they said it's a time shift. It's a fluid situation, if you will. They don't know when your boil water order will be lifted. They're hoping sometime in the next 48 hours. So as you come back downstairs now to me down here on the ground along 14 Mile Road, work is still working here to get this situation completely under control. They've got the fill dirt over here. They're going to fill this hole in. And again, hopefully in the next 24 to 48 hours, everybody will be made whole. That's the scene right now. Back to you guys in the studio.
Let's hope so, Tim. Thank you. Now to a Local 4 News update and startling new revelations involving an Ypsilanti man who the feds say may have ties to ISIS. We're now learning about what was found inside his luggage as he tried to board a flight at Metro Airport. Sean Lay is following this story for us tonight. He joins us live with more. Sean?
We're live in Ypsilanti tonight. Neighborhoods here, Kimberly, do not come more quiet than this. Lovely families up and down the street. Everyone here saying they really like the family that was living here. However, the FBI Counterterrorism Task Force interested in the young dad who was living here, interested in his stockpile of weapons, interested in the alleged admissions he was making about ISIS. Shock in this quiet Ypsilanti neighborhood tonight about a man the FBI is calling the ISIS supporter right next door.
Honestly, I'm surprised. I mean, not knowing Yusuf himself, knowing his kids, you know, they were nice. You know, they were playing outside like they actually had a home here. I mean, it's kind of shocking to hear that they had connection to ISIS or something.
I'm really shocked, actually.
In court documents, the feds say 28-year-old Yusuf Mohammed Ramadan bought 6 Royal Jordanian plane tickets at DTW for himself, wife, and kids. The TSA checked his luggage, finding a rifle scope and mounts, knives, pepper spray, tactical vests, a gas mask, 2-way radios, a taser, holster, ammo pouches, and black masks, along with iPhones, computers, and hard drives. On those hard drives, videos Ramadan says is him firing weapons at an unknown range, along with videos of ISIS fighters. The FBI interviewed Ramadan, who admitted that he practiced making pipe bombs and claimed to be an ISIS supporter, although a non-violent one. But he says he could easily launch an attack here in the U.S. instead of overseas. A search of a storage locker in Ann Arbor uncovered multiple weapons and rounds of ammo. Local 4 legal analyst Neil Rockheim says this is more than someone claiming to be a supporter of ISIS.
And one of the things that the government is doing is making sure in that filing that there is no mistake about the degree to which this man was not only an ISIS supporter, but that he admitted to it.
Back here live, Yusuf Mohammed Ramadan being held in federal custody right now, not facing any terrorism-related charges. Right now, the feds are just charging him with a couple of handgun-related crimes, Kimberly, for having 2 handguns with the serial numbers filed off. That's a federal offense. Those are the charges that are standing right now. Back to you.
And Sean, do we know what comes next here?
Yeah, he's in federal custody. He's going to be there. Will be back in court November 16th. That's going to be a pre-trial hearing. That's when we may hear more important details about this case and why the FBI's Counterterrorism Task Force is so interested in it.
Indeed. Okay, keep us posted, Sean. We appreciate it.
An Oakland County woman will spend at least 25 years in prison for the deaths of her son and 7-month-old granddaughter. Sylvia Medjuska of Addison Township was charged with murder after the bodies of her 29-year-old son and his baby daughter were found back in November of 2014. After being found unfit for trial, Medjuska underwent 2 psychiatric exams before pleading no contest to second-degree murder charges. Now, before she was sentenced to prison today, she spoke for about 7 minutes, telling the court how she was a good mother before things went wrong.
I did everything I possibly could. I just reached a breaking point where it was impossible, and it did something to me. I broke. Something happened. I had reached a breaking point. It wasn't anything mild. It was something terrible.
Medjuska was sentenced to 25 to 50 years in prison. A man who was beaten and arrested at a Detroit Meijer store will not face charges in the case.
Video from earlier this month showed David Bivens being hit with a baton by an off-duty Detroit police officer at Meijer on Woodward and 8 Mile. Bivens was taken into custody after being accused of shoplifting. The Wayne County Prosecutor's Office says he will not be charged, while they're also asking for more information from Detroit police before they pursue charges against the officer seen in that video.
It was a very chilly morning today, but things then managed to warm up a bit and turned into a beautiful fall day.
Yeah, nice little sunshine out there, but just beware, there is some rain in the forecast, and Ben's following that for us tonight. Ben?
You got that right, guys. Not only rain, but there's some close calls that we're going to get with the phase of that precipitation. We'll talk about that coming up, but man, those temperatures this morning got your attention quick. 20s in a good chunk of the area in our west and north zone. Metro zone very close to that freezing mark, but a lot of spots stayed above it there. Everybody else was below it. And now with the help of that sunshine, we've gone into the low and mid 50s across the area. We will see temperatures actually get warmer tomorrow too as we close out the work week. And it's not going to be quite as cold tonight. We'll see the mid 40s going into midnight. Stay dry with partly cloudy skies, and we will talk about those close calls for the weekend coming up. Guys?
The Detroit-Windsor Tunnel is in its final phase of renovation, and today we got a sneak peek.
Let's take a look at the progress that they've made so far. $21.6 million project. It has closed the tunnel for almost a week now in this final phase. Workers are going to replace the concrete ceiling that goes back to the 1920s. They're also completing other infrastructure improvements, and the tunnel is reopening this Monday morning. A good news, bad news story coming up. First, enrollment way up at Detroit schools.
But the district still has plenty of work to do. New tonight, the new plan the superintendent is rolling out to tackle a whole lot more than just a teacher shortage.
Also, will the conspiracy theories finally be put to rest? Ahead here at 5, the U.S. government finally revealing what it knows about the assassination of JFK. Blaine?
A national public health emergency. President Trump pledges that this will be the generation to end the opioid crisis. But does today's action go far enough? I'm Blaine Alexander with that story coming up from the White House.
It's new at 6.
The Detroit Fire Department facing a big lawsuit tonight, claiming reverse racism and stalking.
There are days where I still fear leaving the house.
It's a story you'll see only on Local 4.
Tearful moments in court for both sides in a deadly drunk driving crash.
We love her and we miss her every day. It's so hard. I'm so sorry.
New at 6, the emotional exchange between this Maserati driver and the family of the woman he killed.
Today in Washington, President Trump shining a spotlight on the opioid addiction crisis, declaring it a national public health emergency. The White House says that will free up resources to bring better medical care, but some ask, is this action enough to fight this fast-growing problem? Blaine Alexander has more from the White House. Blaine?
Well, Devin, President Trump now has faced tremendous pressure to speak out about this, and today advocates say that any attention is better than none.
This is the harsh reality of opioid addiction.
It was all I did. I woke up in the morning looking for anything.
It took my happiness. It took away, what life is really about.
142 people losing their lives every day to an overdose, a 9/11-sized death toll every 3 weeks. That's why so many were anxiously awaiting today's announcement from President Trump.
We can be the generation that ends the opioid epidemic. We can do it.
The president declaring a national public health emergency, but stopping short of labeling it a national emergency. Joined by the First Lady, who has made this her personal cause, President Trump speaking candidly about his own brother's alcohol addiction.
It really helped me. I had somebody that guided me, and he had a very, very, very tough life because of alcohol, believe me.
Today's declaration reallocates existing funds, no new money, and provides better access to medical care and addiction treatment. But the effort kicks off with several key posts still empty: a Health and Human Services Secretary, a drug czar, and a DEA administrator. Dr. George Kolodner has seen his number of opioid-addicted patients nearly quadruple over the past 30 years. Is this enough to address this problem?
The simple answer is no. And reallocation means you take money away from things that are even bigger problems.
But for the many victims, this is the biggest problem. President Trump promising to fight it on all fronts.
And that includes overseas. The president will travel to China in the next few weeks and promised to bring this up with President Xi Jinping. Of course, China, one of the leading sources of the powerful opioid fentanyl. At the White House, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
Okay, Blaine, the city of Detroit's street sweepers are asking for help as the leaves begin to fall. It's important that residents do not leave their leaf piles on the side of the road. People are encouraged to put their leaves in biodegradable bags and put them on the curb. There is no limit to how many bags you can put on the curb. Yard waste collection will continue until December 15th. And the leaves, they are a-falling.
Yes, they are, and it was a little brisk to watch them fall this morning. Stepped outside with the dog, and it got my attention.
I was going to say, they probably finished their business quickly in these temperatures. We won't be as cold tomorrow morning, so that's good. We've got a little bit of a reprieve from some of these coldest numbers. In fact, we're warmer today than we were yesterday, not by much, but it is warmer. 53 is where we sit right now. Northern end of the state in the 40s in the UP, Marquette, Sioux, checking in at 42 and 43 up there. Just about everybody is seeing warmer temperatures compared to yesterday. Again, it's not much. It's 4 degrees here in Detroit and 6 degrees once you get out into Chicago. But you can also start to see the places that are seeing cooler numbers than yesterday. And that's where our next little batch of cool air is hanging out, which is going to invade as we head towards the upcoming weekend. But first things first, we look at clouds and radar right now. There's not a lot to look at in the southern end of the state. There's a lot of moisture up to the north, across the UP and even into parts of Canada. Some of that's rain, some of that's snow. The big question is what are we going to end up with going into the weekend? And it looks like liquid for the most part. As we go into Friday, we will get through the daylight hours dry. This model that we're showing you is one of the fastest. A lot of the other models delay the onset of this rain until after sunset, but we could be seeing some rain in here for the afternoon commute, and it does look like it's going to be wet for high school football tomorrow night. But if this does move in and move out as quick as it's showing, we don't have any risk of seeing that turn over to possible rain-snow mix. It does look like it's going to be all liquid. Getting into the afternoon, though, we start seeing some of that moisture wrap around the low coming off the lake. Now, that lake effect shower activity, for the most part, is going to stay to the west. There's a slight possibility some of that could break off and end up in our west zone, but it's slight. Most of us are going to get through the entire day Saturday, save for maybe a very early raindrop. Dry, but it's going to be cold in the mornings, and it looks like that is going to stick with us for a while. 44 tonight, that's a bit of an improvement. Skies becoming partly cloudy. We're going to look at high temperatures in your 4-zone forecast. Some of us actually getting into the 60s tomorrow, believe it or not. 62 in the city. Warren, Clinton Township, same number. Finally, the upper 50s up there in West Bloomfield. It does get a little bit cooler out into the west and south zones because that cold front's going to pass through earlier. So mid 50s out in Onstead and Morenci. West zone, you're going to see that early passage of the front as well. So we're looking at low to mid 50s, maybe upper 50s towards Novi and Canton. And in our north zone tomorrow, same goes, a lot of 50s and 60s holding on the further east you go. So those cool mornings are going to be with us. And it does look like we've gotten rid of the rain on Monday. So we're going to have a dry start to next week. And a dry Halloween as of right now. 47, a little bit breezy, but I think the kids would rather have it cool than hot with those costumes.
I think that's right. Cool one, though.
All right, let's check in with Karen.
The decorations, the costumes, the trick-or-treating. Halloween can really be so much fun, but it also can be dangerous for your pets. What you need to watch out for to make sure this Halloween is a treat for your dog or cat.
All right, Karen, but first, a woman at the center of the Harvey Weinstein scandal coming to Detroit tomorrow to share her story. We'll have that next. Actress and activist Rose McGowan coming to Detroit tomorrow.
She recently broke her silence, accusing disgraced Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein of raping her. McGowan will give the opening remarks at the Women's Convention held at Cobo Hall. She'll also join a panel with survivors of sexual assault. The event, McGowan's first public speaking engagement since the erupting Weinstein scandal. The Women's Convention is happening this weekend from Friday through Sunday.
A frequent contributor to NBC News and MSNBC is accused of sexual harassment. 5 women now accused Mark Halperin of unwanted sexual advances. 3 of those women also allege inappropriate touching, which he denies. MSNBC issued a statement saying Halperin will not be returning as a contributor. Well, it was the one and only televised debate between Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan and the challenger State Senator Coleman Young II. It delivered a little bit of everything.
That it did. The 2 men vying for Detroit's top job defended their records and addressed the challenges facing the city from neighborhoods to race and crime.
I don't need any statistics to know this city is not as safe as it needs to be. Put officers on the beat walking the beats. You better hope that they're walking in front of your house when you dial 911. What we have done is deploy officers to cut the response time.
Whatever he's talking about doing is not working. Mothers are burying their children, and Chief Craig is more interested about making the numbers work and talking about crisis net than putting together a plan to keep the people safe.
One of the big issues this election, how to fix Detroit's notoriously high auto insurance rate, something both men spoke about.
We need to make sure that auto insurance companies stop charging people based on their territory. That's why, as mayor, one, I'm going to sue the auto insurance company to stop this racist redlining from going on in the city of Detroit.
And Senator, you ran for office and said you were going to fix it, and 10 years later, you've delivered squat.
It was really an honor to have them both.
It was great, yes, indeed, especially with only one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can watch the entire debate on clickondetroit.com.
New at 5:30.
Is it more the same, or the key to unlocking what is to many still one of the world's great mysteries? Secret documents set to be released in the investigation into the Kennedy assassination.
A big name is coming to Detroit, and this vacant lot will be developed. Residents who live around here say it will change their lives.
It is a new day in Detroit City schools. Just ask the new superintendent, who has much to say about what it is he wants to do with the district. Is it a bridge too far? We'll take a look.
On the next week.
Ground broken today on what will be a huge new development in the city of Detroit, and it has one thing the city definitely needs. Big announcement today involving something badly needed if you talk to a lot of residents, though, it's at the top of their list.
Definitely is. Today, ground was broken on a new retail and residential development that will include a Meijer store on East Jefferson, right near downtown. Our Jamie Edmond shows us how this could have a huge impact on the area.
At this empty lot between Larned and Jefferson, there will be a brand new Meijer grocery store. And for residents, this is a long time coming.
I would have to go to Grosse Pointe or either as far out as, I want to say, Little Mac, where that Meijer's was out there.
Monday I was out and I stopped at the Kroger's on 9 Mile off of 75. So
you can almost feel Pat Cole's excitement. Soon, there will be a grocery store right in her neighborhood.
It'll just be so nice because this is like mine.
The $60 million mixed-use project was announced today on the future site along East Jefferson between St. Aubin and 75.
We've controlled the site for 4 years, and as you can imagine, we've gotten to second base, third base once, and finally we're able to come home with the team we have now.
Plans include a 42,000 square foot retail grocery market operated by Meijer. 213 apartments above, 20% of which will be set aside for affordable housing. And there will be more than 200 underground parking spots. With the construction and the future new business here, it will mean more jobs for Detroiters.
The job creation, the affordability for housing, all of it is just going to be a huge asset to our community.
It's a big day for the people who live here. Cole says she's been waiting a long time for this.
We used to have grocery stores. There was A&P here and there was a Kroger's there, and then they all disappeared when the stuff happened. And so now Detroit's coming back, and I'm glad that I will live long enough to see it come back.
This is the first ground-up new construction in this neighborhood in decades. People will be able to move in and shop here in 2019. In Detroit, Jamie Edmonds, Local 4.
Some exciting news. Thank you, Jamie. Part of the development encroaches on some green space next door owned by the city. The development group plans to buy a half acre from the city for $250,000. They also polled the residents on their needs, and there are plans to upgrade a nearby park as well. We are following stories from all across Michigan tonight.
And let's start in Ionia Township, which is where authorities are investigating a barn fire that destroyed two, it turns out, stolen vehicles. Happened on Smoky Road, just a mile south of the Blue Water Highway. The barn sits in a secluded area. Evidence found suggests that the fire was started intentionally. When authorities arrived on the scene, the barn was completely burnt down, taking the stolen pickup truck and a motorcycle with it. If you've got any information about this fire, call the police.
Moving over to Marquette, where the search continues for two people missing after being swept into Lake Superior. The two have now been identified as 53-year-old Robert Anderson and 37-year-old Sarah Hall. They were reported missing Tuesday afternoon when a storm caused a 25-foot wave and 40-mile-an-hour winds, knocking them off the 20-foot black rocks, then into the water at Presque Isle Park. The confidential documents the world has waited decades to see, and now they could be released really any time.
These are the last documents that have been kept top secret in the investigation of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Kimberly Gill here now with a closer look. Kim?
Yeah, a lot of anticipation here. And guys, here's the thing. We were expecting the Kennedy files would be released today, but they have yet to be published to the government's archives. Reports say intelligence officials are still reviewing them, looking them over. After that, they will be released. And when they are, many hope that decades of speculation will stop. The images are indelible. A moment in Dallas which forever changed a nation and has fueled conspiracy theories for half a century. Now federal law is forcing the release of thousands of government documents about the JFK assassination. Among the key questions for historians, did Lee Harvey Oswald act alone? Did the U.S. government know more about the assassin's movements and motivation than it's previously revealed? And was Oswald under CIA surveillance during a trip to Mexico City, where he visited both the Soviet and Cuban embassies?
The real story, maybe, is that the CIA knew only 7 weeks before the assassination that Oswald may have threatened the president.
Despite federal law ordering the documents released by October 26th, government officials tell NBC News it's being held up as intelligence agencies scramble to advise the White House about what information they want redacted or withheld from the files. 25 years ago, intelligence officials indicated some of the information could reveal sensitive information, gathering methods, and sources. More than 60% of Americans believe Kennedy's killing was a conspiracy, but federal investigators concluded Oswald acted alone, and experts say it's unlikely anything in this next release will dispute that. 54 years, thousands of government files, even more conspiracy theories, but probably still no definitive agreement about what really happened that day and why. But we'll see.
It's interesting.
Yeah. For some, it's going to only make it more.
Exactly.
Yeah,
more conspiracies.
Surely they'll find more to support that.
And it's interesting, too, because I think we all have that conspiracy theory in our mind in terms of just anything, and then you realize one person did this. Yeah. That's frightening as well.
Yeah. So
lots to talk
about.
We'll see. Yeah. Right. Thank you, Kim.
Turns out Twitter's user base isn't as big as it tweets that it is. The social media network has admitted to overstating user numbers since 2014. They claim to have mistakenly included a segment of users from third-party applications. Twitter now has 330 million users globally, and for the first time in its 4 years as a publicly traded company, it says it might be profitable coming up in the fourth quarter of this year. We'll see.
330 million.
And after this long, still trying to turn a profit, even though the president has turned it into his central communication source. When a doctor tells you you have breast cancer, most patients often don't know where to turn first.
But that's where Joey Shirosky steps in. She's called a nurse navigator, and in this week's Heart of Detroit, Mitch Album shows us what makes Joey and her job so special.
A breast cancer diagnosis is scary, and the treatment process can be even more daunting.
There's a lack of education for patients and patient support. Sometimes patients are, brought in and everything happens so quickly they don't know where to go and who to turn and what to ask.
And that's where Joey Shirosky comes in.
How are you?
She's a nurse navigator with the Breast Center at McLaren Clarkston.
Tell me what a nurse navigator actually is.
I usually try to start following them from the time of diagnosis and into their survivorship, coordinate all of their appointments. I go to appointments with them, making sure they're not getting lost within that system.
Joey not only manages patient treatments, she also provides counseling and emotional support, and many, many hugs.
Joey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. How are you? And I don't want patients to feel like they're their diagnosis. I want them to know that, they're still here, they're still human beings and somebody cares about them.
more traditional 50, 80 years ago, nursing was just assist the doctor, deliver the medicine, but almost all physically related to whatever the problem was.
We are shifting as a whole to be looking at the patient more. Their mind, their body, and their spirit are all connected, and that is integral for their healing process. Because if you're just treating that disease, they're not going to heal the way that you would like them to. I just know that if it were me or my family member, that's the way I would want them to be treated.
Healing words from a healing soul. Joey Shirosky is changing what it means to be a nurse right here in the heart of Detroit.
Depend on them in so many ways.
And in such a tough, turbulent time to have somebody to guide you through it. Yep.
Well, the Detroit Public School Community District proudly announcing today it has more than 50,000 students enrolled this year.
So that's a 4% increase, also an $11 million budget increase. And with that news, new DPSCD Superintendent Nikolai Vitti decided it's a great time to lay out a new vision and an operating agenda. Rod Maloney live in Detroit with a look at what he has in mind. Rod?
Well, Devin, he said very clearly, brace yourself, because there is massive change coming to the Detroit public school system. He says that the system is needed to make this the better city that it needs to be, but he also says changing the old ways is very important as well.
As we see the rebirth of business in Detroit, as we see new stadiums coming aboard, new companies coming in, we will never reach the potential that this city offers unless we have a stronger public education and we give excellence to all students academically in our district.
In a district long on problems and short on money, Dr. V announced in his own direct style, there's a new sheriff in town, that Detroit school children are the priority and deserve the best education the district can provide.
There was an explicitness with that the rebuilding of Detroit, the renaissance of Detroit economically has to accompany a stronger school district.
He says he'll do it with these guiding principles: outstanding achievement, transformative culture, whole child commitment, exceptional talent, and responsible stewardship. Detroit Teachers Union President Ivy Bailey likes what she sees so far.
We've done a lot of work, and I don't want to see all that hard work that we did to keep this district in place go by the wayside. I like his vision of what he wants to do, and I like the core values.
One of the most important things they also have to do is to get more teachers employed. Like 65% of the teachers in the district are getting toward retirement age, so they know that they've got to get a full system of new teachers coming in. And as we speak, there is a hiring fair going on over at Ben Carson High School. That's going to be going on until 7 o'clock. If you're thinking about teaching in the Detroit School District, here's your opportunity. Reporting live in Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
About an hour and a half to get there, right, Rod? It's one very special long-distance call.
New tonight, who called into the International Space Station and had everyone up there grabbing for the phone.
And he was in the right place at the right time. An off-duty officer swoops in and saves the day in the middle of a night out.
But first, a special All for Pets report. All that Halloween fun could be putting some big stress on our pets. The simple steps you can take to make sure they enjoy Halloween just as much as you. Next.
Can you tell? New at 6.
Imagine you're a senior in high school, your team is in the playoffs, and then all of a sudden your season ends.
Life is tough, things can't always go the way you want.
What happened to not one, but two Hamtramck sports teams and why they're now sidelined?
Also, what junk food is doing to our brains, even when we're not eating it. A new study shows just how strong an effect unhealthy foods can have on us during our workday.
All right, so you've picked out the costumes, bought the candy, decorated your house, but have you thought about your pet on Halloween? A few precautions can make this holiday a treat instead of a trick for your pets.
All right, Henry, up again.
This dog owner has no fear about his pooch Henry having trouble on Halloween.
Sometimes, yeah, it gets a little nerve-wracking opening up the door, but I'm pretty quick, and Henry's a good boy, so he knows not to run away too far.
If you think about it, there's all sorts of noises. There's kids screaming, doorbells being rung, kids yelling, trick or treat, and it's very confusing for him.
Dr. Michael Petty with Arbor Point Veterinary Hospital in Canton recommends keeping your dog in the back room with the TV on, or music can help as well. Or
sit on the front porch or keep your door open and stand at the door so that you can hear the kids coming and avoid the loud noises.
That keeps your pet from running away, which is also a problem on Halloween.
Before I even thought about Halloween, I've always been concerned about chocolate.
A good worry for pet owners, keep the candy bowl away from your dogs.
Raisins are very toxic to dogs, and chocolate, if in a high enough quantity, can be toxic as well. Raisins can cause kidney failure. Chocolate can cause a heart issue that can be deadly as well.
Make sure to teach children to keep candy out of reach too.
Cats are less likely to eat it because cats actually don't have a taste bud for sweet, so they don't find candy as appealing as dogs do.
Dr. Petty says an option for pets that react to loud noises is giving them Soleo.
It's a gel that you give to your dog when you anticipate that there's going to be a noisy event like fireworks or thunderstorms. But you could also, it'd be ideal for Halloween if you gave it about an hour before dark or before the trick-or-treating in your neighborhood is supposed to start. That would help keep them from reacting so strongly to the noises.
Bottom line, be prepared so pets enjoy the trick-or-treating too.
Just kind of putting the candy away where he can't reach it, making sure Henry's got his leash on so in case he does get out, I can grab him.
Also, think about this, wearing a costume can cause a pet stress, so don't make them do it unless you know that they love it. And make sure the costume is not restrictive, keeping them from moving or breathing.